Hello, good afternoon, and welcome to Cardiff. We have the BWB Women's Premier League for you as the Cardiff Met Archers take on the East London Phoenix. I'm Daniel Ratledge, delighted to have alongside me Charlie McIntyre, who won a bronze medal in the 3x3 at the Commonwealth Games for Team England. Charlie, great to have you alongside us as we get our first taste of the Women's Premier League this season, and two teams who've already met once in competition. East London coming out on top on that occasion, but both teams struggling a little bit with injury issues. This one could be very close as we take a look at the standings. You can see Loughborough last year's champions top of the way, East London 2-2, and Cardiff trying to catch them up here with victory today, Charlie.
So yeah, both teams today have got a few injury problems, which I'll be interested to see how that affects the game plans. I think both seem to be quite last minute, so it'll be interesting to see how that affects the whole team. East London the other weekend had a fantastic game against Loughborough, which was really close down to the wire. So this team under the new coach obviously hopefully are coming a long way, and can, chase down the league maybe. And Cardiff seem to be improving. They had a good result against Worcester a few weeks ago, so they're on the board, got the win. So I'm sure they're hoping to build on that today.
Well, that's exactly it. And if we have a look at the schedule coming up, there's one other game going on tomorrow. Worcester taking on Loughborough Lightning in Worcester, and then next week Cardiff go up the road to the Wolves. We'll have that game for you as well. And you can keep up to date with all of the fixtures at the British Wheelchair Basketball website and keep on track of the Women's Premier League. But we've talked a little bit about the absentees. None bigger for East London than missing Amy Conroy. That's an awful lot of offense that's disappeared out of the East London team right now.
Yeah, that sure is. Amy's a fantastic player. Obviously, through the Commonwealths, I've trained a lot with her at the camps, and we both boys and girls teams trained a lot with each other. And she's a fantastic scorer and leader on the court. So I'm sure that's a massive loss. But I think the fight power East London Phoenix have got, with Bethany Wheeler and Jude Hamer, they've got a lot of offense really. So it'll be interesting to see who can step up to replace the points what Conroy definitely gives you.
Well, Beth Wheeler averaging about 17 points a game so far in the season, and as you say, the experience of Hamer as well. They're going to have to get a little bit of offense, maybe from multiple different places, to fill that gap that Conroy leaves. Yeah,
definitely. I think the score sheet at the end of the game will probably look a lot more even than maybe in some weeks it does with Conroy missing. But I'm sure this week if Amy was out of the team for the week, I'm sure they've worked hard to prep for a game without Amy, and I'm sure they're ready for the challenge. It'll be interesting to see who can step up and replace the points what she gives you.
And at the other end of the floor, Jade Atkin not at full health, but is out there warming up. So we'll see how much she can contribute, but obviously that's a key piece of their offense as well.
Yeah, definitely. Not just offense, but also defense. She's a big presence and a fantastic player and scorer. I think, in the games what Cardiff have really been in this season, she's been at the front point of that, both offensively and defensively. Once her shot starts falling, there's not a lot what teams seem to be able to stop her. So, again, if she's not on full fitness, I'm sure they might be looking for their team and the depth of their squad to hopefully carry them points over, but hopefully it's nothing too serious and she can produce what she normally does.
And there are a few other players out there who can fill in that gap, but as we say, she's out there for now and we'll see how healthy she is. But a vital part of what Cardiff have done over the 2 years here that the WPL has been going. And also East London a little late in arriving, so they're having a longer protracted warm-up because of an incident on the motorway getting here, and just trying to get the limbs going ahead of tip-off.
Yeah, definitely. That really tests the character of the team when, you think you're going to get nearly an hour to warm up and suddenly you've only got, sort of 25 minutes. That's a big difference psychologically, and obviously with your actual body warming up, you can't maybe do the normal routine you normally do. So it could be a big test, both physically and, mentally on the players.
Well, in the first meeting of the season, it was on the opening day of the season, East London really blew out of the blocks. They scored the first 16 points of the game, and Cardiff were almost beaten before they got the ball in the hoop. They'll be hoping to flip that round here, Cardiff, and get off to a good start themselves.
Yeah, so today I think they've definitely got the advantage at the minute with the coach arriving late for East London Phoenix and with Conroy out. So I think, that must give them some kind of confidence boost when such a big star player's out, and other factors have kind of, ruined the day so far for the East London Phoenix. But so it'll be a good test, like I said, to see their character and also how the Archers can capitalise on that.
But there is plenty of experience in that Phoenix lineup. We've got the starters now, and Atkin is going to come off the bench, it looks like, for Cardiff. So it'll be Adele Atkin in the starting lineup alongside Morrow Evans, the aptly named Ella Archer, formerly Ella Beaumont, and Hill as well. And East London Phoenix going with Brown, Wheeler, McAfee, Carrigill and Hamer. And the experience of Carrigill and Hamer, I'm sure they'll be leaning on heavily today.
Yeah, they're two fantastic players. And I think also, just to mention for Cardiff, Sam Hill, I think she's come in so far, her first season in the Women's Premier League, and what a signing she's been so far, really. But again, both offensively and defensively, such a big presence and a fantastic player. Obviously, East London Phoenix still have that experience with Jude being able to, shoot lights out, and they've got a very good five there, even without Conroy. So I think it's looking like a very good game.
One of the teams making their way out onto court ahead of the start of the game here at the Archers Arena in Cardiff. Hamer, the first one out, ready, lined up for the start of the game. And thumbs up all round, we can get things underway. Well, it's Hill against Hamer. We're just waiting for the thumbs up from the table that everybody who's meant to be out there is out there, and we can get this game started. Well, comes out to Evans, and Cardiff will get the first offense of the ball game. Archer cross court to Morrow, lines up the 15-foot shot, doesn't go. McAfee looking for room, has the size mismatch there and takes full advantage for the first score of the game.
Yeah, that's a good read there by McAfee to just drive on a lower, smaller player and, you know, having that easy mismatch shot. I'm sure with the lineup what East London Phoenix have got out at the minute, which is a tall lineup, I'm sure that's going to be a shot they resort to a lot to, and, you know, if they can keep nailing that down, Cardiff are going to have to respond.
Well, here's Evans over to Morrow, this time on the near side, working with Archer. Again gets the decent look, but again it draws iron. Offensive rebound is pulled in by Hill. Nice pass to Morrow. He's got good positioning down in the low block, and this time she's on the scoreboard.
Yeah, so that's a weak box out there from East London Phoenix, which causes the offensive rebound and a straight in for an easy point for Morrow.
Hamer. Cross court to Wheeler, whose first shot of the game is good.
A fantastic shot there by Wheeler. You know, I play with Wheeler at London Titans, and I've seen her knock that down for fun. She's an incredible shooter, and if she keeps leaving open there, she's going to have a great day today.
Yeah, they're going to have to do a little better in making that shot difficult, Cardiff. Otherwise, it could be a long afternoon. Evans' shot is short. This time they do box out well, and there were 3 Phoenix players ready for the rebound. Nice pass. Super assist and the lay-in from McAfee.
And that's a great curl in there by Carrigill, you know, just to give McAfee that open look. So she's got a nice, easy layup there with no real contest. I think that's a perfect shot.
Here's Evans for Cardiff. Hill. Well, wanted to pass that inside, it wasn't quite on. Comes around to Morrow, whose shot is good.
Now that's a lovely shot from Morrow there, you know, from the outside, full confidence taken and straight in. It's a lovely shot so far. Good scoring, the exact opposite of what we thought beforehand.
Indeed. Morrow with 4 early points. Wheeler trying to create some room for another shot. That one just overcooked. But they run the risk giving her that sort of space.
Yeah, they definitely do. I think it's quite hard for these players with using a size 6 here on this weekends, but in other weekends playing for national league clubs with a 7, so that adjusting sometimes can be a bit difficult.
Evans off the back iron, pulled in by Brown. Brown around the screen. Morrow hits the deck, so it's 5-on-4 for a moment, and they take full advantage with McAfee getting another score.
Yeah, that's again a lovely offense, all driven there by Carrigill. A lovely curl in just to get Alice McAfee right under the basket for an easy 2 points. And even with Curran Brown there to muscle through off high pressure from Katie, she's just driven through, passed that ball in, and you know that's a lovely offense. I think the coach is going to be very happy with nice easy baskets.
Well, just little running repairs for Morrow, fixing the chair before she gets back into it. We're ready to get things back underway. An 8-4 lead to East London here. 3.5 minutes into the opening quarter. Evans will let this roll to the front court before getting the clock ticking. Back up top to Atkin. Evans again. Get some room. Brown will, oh, Brown just touched it and it goes out of bounds. She thought she had the rebound, wanted to go quick and didn't quite get her hands on it.
Yeah, so that could be sometimes the issue with trying to play quick transition baskets, or basketball rather. It gives you that room for a little error, and you know that's very unlucky there after a good defense. But I'm sure they're going to have to give another good defensive run here to stop that shot and hopefully get that rebound this time.
Morrow looking for options and it's stolen away.
And she's made up for herself there by getting the steal.
McAfee in transition has Wheeler with her. Goes it alone, great block from Hill. No, it's not, it's a foul instead. And that will be 2 free throws. Here's another look at it. Ooh, might have been a little unfortunate there, Hill. Well, a great start to the game for McAfee. She's got 8 of her team's 10 points.
Yeah, playing great offensively so far. I think that's exactly what they're going to want from her. Is easy baskets, nothing too hard. You know, she hasn't done maybe anything incredible in terms of crazy outside shots right now, but she's done everything simple and got layups. Which, if the ball's going through the basket, that's all what matters at the end of the day. And so far, she's the reason the team have got that comfortable lead.
Well, the reason she's got 8 is because they're all high percentage shots, and she'll be happy if that continues all afternoon. Hamer coming down court. Here's McAfee again, close in. And there's a foul there on Adele Atkin.
Yeah, I think that maybe is a sensible foul. You know, otherwise it was giving up the mismatch shot near the baseline with the points what McAfee scored so far. Maybe you can't give that up to her at this stage of the game, as you don't want to let the game slip. So I think that's a sensible foul from the low pointer there.
Well, Jade Atkin, we're wondering how much we would see of her today into the game for the first time. 3-point shot is up and it comes all the way back out to virtually the same spot it was taken from. And Wheeler, and you talked about the defense that Atkins brings. There is some of it, and a great outlet pass for Hill to score in transition.
And straight away, Jade coming off the bench there, making an impact on the game. You know, such an incredible player, and a lovely pass and a good finish by Sam. You know, sometimes the layups are the ones what people make mistakes on, as the pressure, and you feel like you should make it. So it's a good finish and a great pass.
Hamer with a lot of size down in the low block, and she's made many of those shots over her career.
Yeah, exactly what Jude wants there. That's almost a perfect Jude Hamer offense. Getting a smaller player just on a foot plate, she can easily post up, waits for the big to not be able to help, and scores that for fun. You know, that's exactly the shot she wants, and if she keeps hitting it, again, it's going to cause the Archers problems. So far, the Phoenix seem to be able to get all the shots they want, and at some point, the Archers are going to have to stop it.
You've got to take something away. Otherwise, this East London team could put a big number on the board. That's good passing. Second attempt, blocked from behind. Or is it a foul? It is a foul. And Jade Atkin will go to the line for 2.
Yeah, she'll probably be disappointed with that first shot there, but I mean, it's a great offense, and hopefully she can go to the line and make these 2.
Well, that's another one that's on the borderline, shall we say?
Yeah, I think both are probably, if you're a player, you're probably kicking yourself right now thinking it might be a little bit harsh. But, you know, at the end of the day, if the ref thinks it's a foul, you've got to play to that whistle.
If it's in the book, it's in the book, whether you agree with it or not. Atkin can't make the first free throw. Second one rims out as well. Nice pass. Not quite from Wheeler. It was a good feed from Hamer in the first place. And there's a foul there on Jade Atkin.
Yeah, I think Jade's the first player there to show a bit of frustration from maybe the calls were a little bit lighter than normal, waving her arms a bit there, but again, you've just got to play to that whistle, and it's a good offence. I'm sure Wheeler will be disappointed she didn't finish that, but let's see what they can do now.
Here's Carrigal moving it onto Hamer on the near block this time. Doesn't quite get the bounce of the ball there.
That was a good cover defence there by Jade. You know, she didn't move away from Jude completely, so that contest was there just to make it that little bit harder, and as that one just rolled out, so good defence from the Archers.
Evans late in the shot clock, might have to heave the three on the buzzer. Not far away. Carrigal with the rebound. Hamer's down court. Carrigal trying to find her, but just a little too much on that pass.
Yeah, you know, maybe they could have slowed that offense just a little bit down just to try and get an easier look, but at the same time, if your forward is underneath the basket like that, you've got to try and feed that ball in, and you know, that's an unlucky pass.
Evans surveying the options, spinning back baseline. 3-second violation called against Atkin, who never quite got out of the key.
Yeah, she just got to be careful of them lines there. It's been a bit of a tough start for Jade so far on the offense side. You know, defensively she's definitely up there, up the strength of that defense, but offensively it's just taking a little while to get in. Maybe it's that little injury she had in the warm-up, but hopefully she can start hitting soon.
Well, Wheeler, we got the first points of the game, gets her second score, and again, that one was as easy as the first shot she had.
Yeah, she'll be asking for that shot all day long, Wheeler. You know, she's not afraid to shoot behind that screen at all. That's exactly what she's after.
Hill did well to pull that one in under pressure and convert for her second score of the game.
Yeah, that's a fantastic shot there. You know, like I said before the game, I think she's really up the level with this Archers team. I think she's a fantastic player, and you know, if she can keep getting them easy points, I think they can cause Phoenix a few problems.
Offensive foul there. Adele Atkin getting in position to take the charge.
Yeah, so that's a good defensive play overall. The basket went in, but no good as the foul. So let's see if they can translate the defense and pick up some momentum on offense.
Well, they've definitely started better than they did in the first meeting at UEL, where the first 16 points of the game went the other way. Here's Atkin in the key. Adele Atkin gets her own rebound. She's going down. You could see as soon as she caught the rebound, the center of gravity had gone, and there's not a lot you can do in that situation. A little nod to the coach to say she's okay.
I think that's great to see though from Adele, you know, not scared to try and get that ball to help her team out at all. I think that's exactly the attitude you need for this league, to showcase how, you know, they're doing anything to try and get that extra few points on the board.
Well, she's got her team a new 14 seconds with the offensive rebound. Evans with the shot. Tipped down by Hamer to Carrigal. They've slowed the transition a bit, but now Hamer breaks through. Hamer with a free lane to the basket. And there's only one result there.
Yeah, Jude, when she's that close under the basket, uncontested, there's only one place that ball's going, and that's through the hoop. You know, a fantastic transition basketball from, you know, very few passes, but an easy shot at the end of it.
Evans into Atkin, who got great position, and she's a little frustrated with herself here that she's going to the line for 2 free throws and not one.
Yeah, you know, normally Jay's knocking down that for fun, but again, with not being 100%, it's hard when you expect so highly of yourself, and you know, that little injuries cause you a few problems. It's not always as easy as just to battle through, but hopefully she can knock these two down.
Well, not much of a home court role on that one. Second one a little off left, so not finding much joy from the free throw line. so far, Jade Atkin. Here's Hamer again, good position, a little strong off the glass, gets her own rebound. And, doesn't get the bounce, but it does fall into the grateful hands of Wheeler, who's up to 6.
I'm sure Jude's a bit disappointed with herself there for both shots to be rolling out. However, she had 2 big players on her, so they're not easy shots even though they are close. But luckily Beth Wheeler was there to pick up the boards and get them easy points in to give that cushion to East London Phoenix.
10-point lead now as we approach the end of the opening quarter. Evans, shot clock down to 5. It's not a great foul there by Wheeler. They were under pressure of the shot clock, and it was a big hook pass cross court. And it's given them a new 14 seconds from the side.
Yeah, that's not really what Phoenix needed there after a good defensive possession, because they've got to defend for an extra 14 when there was only 4 seconds left on the shot clock.
Evans, long shot, might have been on the line when she went up with that, but it didn't go in either way. Hamer across the McAfee back to Hamer, who cut to the basket. It's a great cut by Jude Hamer, and she'll shoot 2.
Yeah, that's a great dish off there, and then drive straight through that space and receive it back from McAfee, and let's see if she can make these 2 at the free throw line.
You can see she's made the pass, but didn't give up on the play and admire the pass. Dive to the basket and gets a reward from the free throw line. .11 seconds left in the opening quarter. East London's lead is out to 12. Can Cardiff get one last score in these last few seconds? London pressuring down court, so it goes to Hill. Hill round the screen. Needs to get the shot away. Been counted down by the fans. It's got to go up. Atkin on the buzzer, gets it away. Oh, not quite. And that's kind of been the story of her opening quarter. Close, but not quite. And at the other end of the floor, they've had a number of contributors, but McAfee in particular with 8. You can see Atkin didn't have a lot of time to deal with that and was spinning as well. It wasn't too far away.
No, it's a great effort there from Atkin, on the spin and off balance to even get it anywhere near. She's done a good job, and I don't really think, you can expect to necessarily make shots like that, but hopefully she can start heating up in the second quarter now and start knocking down a few shots, which she probably would be disappointed that she didn't hit. But again, with that injury, you never know how big that is actually affecting her play. So hopefully it's nothing too seriously after this game.
Well, the challenge for Cardiff here, as we look back at some of the highlights of the first quarter, is how they get that offense ticking. Just 8 points in the first quarter. That's the main concern. Yes, they've given up 20, but the 8 points they've scored is the issue right now for Tom, the coach.
No, yeah, so they've only scored 8 points. However, I don't think they're going to be disappointed with a lot of the shots they've got. They've had a lot of open looks, which I think if this was any other day, they might have scored a lot more than just the 8 points. Their shots were all the players are comfortable shooting with. They've just rolled out. It might just be one of them days. But hopefully it can that kind of wears off, and in the second quarter it starts firing up for the players.
Yeah, 4 of 16 for 25% shooting in that first quarter, Cardiff, and that's below their season average, so they'll want those numbers to go up. And averages are averages for a reason. You would imagine they will start knocking down a few more shots here in the second quarter.
Yeah, once those shots start falling, I think this could be a great contest. Like I said, the shots they've got are definitely not the wrong shots or the shots they wouldn't want. I think they'll be the shots they've practiced getting. It's just making sure that they go through the hoop at the end of the day.
Here's Wheeler. Again, got a lot of time and space for the shot. That one rims out. Evans with the rebound.
Now, that was an interesting style of defence there, I think, from the Archers, as no one really looked to contest it. So I wonder if they're going to try and give up the outside looks.
Well, Evans right down the lane, and well, they're not seeming very kind to Cardiff here. Cargill doesn't quite get that over Atkin. Brown able to keep that in play. Hamer all strength.
That is a beautiful shot there from Hamer. Like I said when she made the first one, that's exactly what she's looking for. And you know, if Archers don't get that quick switch onto her, she's going to be having a field day here.
She's up to 8, joint highest scorer in the game. Evans' pass falls right into the hands of Cargill. Wheeler trying to go quick. Hamer is open in the middle, but the defense recovers. Cargill a little shovel pass, but McAfee gave Morrow an opportunity to get her hands on that. That'll be a hell ball.
And that's a great late recovery there from Morrow. If she didn't get that hand in to keep the hand on the ball, that would have been a relatively easy shot for McAfee, which, based on her shooting so far this game, I'm sure she would have knocked it down.
Well, possession arrow favouring Cardiff, so they will get the ball back as a result of that play from Katie Morrow. Well, Evans all on her own, right down the key, and this time in off the glass.
Yeah, so I don't really know what happened there with the field. It seemed to be a big hole in the middle, which they just couldn't close up, and that's an easy finish for Evans there. A fantastic player, and you know, she's so good at that drive and the finger roll finish.
Well, Hamer, you talked about the danger of allowing her a few sighters, few comfortable shots. She's just going to keep piling on the points.
Yeah, as soon as she finds that rhythm and gets that comfortable shot, there's honestly not much you can do. You know, you've just got to then sit there and watch and let it happen.
Morrow under pressure, able to get 2 points back for the Archers.
Yeah, that's a fantastic finish of a very contested shot from Morrow, and that's a beautiful shot. So I wonder if that's something they're going to resort to more. They've been looking for the outside looks, but maybe they're going to be pumping the ball inside to see what happens.
Oh, that's a nice drive from Wheeler, and that has stretched the lead out to 14 points, equaling the biggest margin of the game so far. And a timeout has been called by Cardiff. And once she gets around the screen, no help defense whatsoever, and well, it's a three-headed monster at the minute in East London. Wheeler, McAfee and Hamer doing the damage, and that's part of the problem. Sometimes you can live with one player torching you, but 3 of them doing it, it makes it really hard for the defense to adjust.
Yeah, that's definitely part of the problem. They've started to cover a bit more on the easy layup looks, but when you've got Wheeler then who spreads that the defense back out again, when you've got that outside look which is so consistent, it's hard to you know, cover all the time. You either have to give out the outside look or the inside look, and when you've got 2 players like McAfee and Hamer shooting the way they are currently, you can't afford to give that inside look, which has made Beth just shine so far. So it'll be interesting to see what Archers do. Offensively, they've started pumping the ball in to the key a lot more with Morrow, which I think is working well. Trying to, you know, use the height they've got and get inside the key for some easy points instead of trying the outside looks. So hopefully that starts falling and we can see a really good contest here.
Well, East London 11 for 18 from the floor in the first, 12 and a half minutes. 61% field goal shooting, and the worrying thing for Cardiff is it's actually the quality looks that they've got. It's not they're, you know, thrown up prayers and they're all being answered. These are good looks that you would expect good players to make.
Yeah, exactly. You know, the whole offense what Cardiff have run overall is not a bad offense whatsoever. They're getting nice looks, either open shots just from outside the key, or they're getting looks inside the key. They've just kind of rattled out today, which any other day this is almost a tied game.
Foul called on the floor. It'll be an end-line ball. You know, in some ways, the difference in the game is the good looks that East London have had, they've knocked down, and Cardiff not so much.
Yeah, exactly. Like you said, when a team is shooting 61%, that's very high. And like you said, when you've got 3 options there, we're all scoring in different ways, it's so hard to defend.
Well, Morrow certainly has been able to score for her team. She's up to 8 now, 4 of 7 shooting, very efficient 8 points.
Yeah, fantastic performance so far. It was interesting to see that she actually got bought off, as I think so far she's been their biggest danger. So hopefully she can really show that why she should be on the court and keep getting them easy, well, not easy looks, but the post-up looks, which she's knocking down so far.
She gets the rebound as well and takes the foul. That one on Brown is her first. Here's another look at the shot from Morrow, and as you see, the first thing that touched was the bottom of the net.
Yeah, a perfect shot there from Morrow.
Unable to convert. I think there's a foul in there. It might be on Brown again, is it? It is. 2 in quick succession.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll be watching out for that. As currently such a great player, especially on the defensive end. You know, she really gets stuck in and she's not scared of anyone. But I'm sure they'll be looking at them fouls, as you don't want someone in a trail bubble this early on.
There we go, a nice bounce of the ball. That time for Jade Atkin, her first points of the game.
Yeah, a lovely shot there. Exactly what she'd want out of an offense. A nice post-up look, like she's got for a lot of this game, but hopefully that first one kind of opens the count for her and it starts falling in.
Tough shot from Wheeler. Morrow with the challenge. Good rebound from Steele. Knocked away by Atkin. Evans is down court. It's thrown ahead to her, and she will spin it in off the glass.
Yeah, that's a great deflection there from Jade Atkin, and a great pass on to Evans, who was already busting down the court, ready for that open layup.
Well, a good response out of the Cardiff timeout by the Archers. They were 14 points down. They've scored the last 6 points of the game thanks to this great defensive play, and Evans leaking out for the easy score, and they've got a bit of momentum here, the Archers. Yeah, definitely. I think their coach definitely called the timeout at the right point earlier on, just to slow down the nerves maybe a little bit, and slow down the hole they was getting in. He's gave them a plan which they're obviously executing quite perfectly right now. You know, they've scored the last 6 on a bounce, so there's not much more you can ask for as a response from a coach towards your players. So it'll be interesting to see whether they can keep that on and keep getting this deficit shorter and shorter. Well, a busy day here in Cardiff. 3 games back to back. This is the first of them. And the crowd enjoying the last few minutes as far as their team has been concerned. Can they continue that momentum out of the timeout? Wheeler brings it forward for the Phoenix. Hamer looking for options and decides best option is just I'll knock down the shot. Yes, again, like I keep saying this, you know, she looks for that post up, and once she's got that post up, there's not much else you could do. When she finds that rhythm, you've kind of just got to sit there and watch it happen. It's an incredible shooting performance so far from Hamer. Well, Wheeler called for a foul at midcourt, and that is her 3rd personal foul. And obviously with 8 points and 4 rebounds, 3 assists, they don't want her leaving the game early. Phoenix able to come up with the rebound, and here is Wheeler. Wheeler puts the brakes on, gets the shot away, and she's into double figures. Well, that's exactly why you don't want that trail bubble early. You know, foul trouble. Sorry, you know, when she's getting easy points like that, that's what kills teams off, and she's such a fantastic player at getting that. Evans cross court tomorrow. It's a Deep shot in the corner. Evans, can she get the rebound? Ball is loose. Morrow's able to come up with it, and that's more where her comfortable range is.
Yeah, you know, that's a nice little recovery offense there after, you know, maybe not the greatest look on that first offense, but they managed to get the offensive rebound from a fumble and secure a nice easy shot for Morrow, where she puts that away for fun.
10-point lead, 30-20 here at the Archers Arena. Wheeler shot rims out. Morrow grabs the loose ball. They've got 3 players back on defense, the Phoenix. Evans just keeping that in play. Shot clock is low though. It's going to have to go up. Evans gets it away.
Now that's a really good defense there from East London Phoenix, where even though they had the women out for quite a big proportion of it, they managed to stop them scoring.
Well, they forced a turnover, but the pass is a little behind Morrow, and nobody will be able to beat the ball to the end line, so that'll come back to the Phoenix.
Yeah, I think they'll be really disappointed with that. That was a really good chance to cut the deficit to less than 10. You know, there was a wide open layup opportunity right there, but unfortunately the pass was just a bit too strong.
Wheeler squares up. That one's off the mark. Falls nicely to Steele, who, that one rims out. Gets her own rebound. There's a foul there before the shot.
How this game's taken a bit of a turn, you know. In the first quarter, it was East London Phoenix who just couldn't miss, and now it seems that the shots are rolling out that little bit. And I wonder what the foul call there was.
Well, it was against East London. I didn't see the number, the official.
I think it was against number 6, DB.
Here's Atkins. That's off the mark. The referee just stopping the game there, so there'll be a sideline ball to the Archers. The clock will be reset to 14.
And that's one thing the East London Fitness coach will be looking out for, though, is the box-out situation currently. Their defense has been really good, but there seems to be a lot of bouncing of the balls once Cardiff have been shooting.
Well, Evans all string on the mid-range shot. She's not had her best shooting game, but she's up to 6.
Yeah, even though the start was a bit slow, I think the most important thing is obviously they are picking that pace up now and they're getting the shots falling, which that's the way they're going to get back into this.
Here's Evans again out in transition. She's already made a couple of layups, and 2 more to her tally, and Cardiff have cut the gap down to 6.
Yeah, that's a great rebound from Morrow there, just to catch the ball and have a quick look and to make that long pass to Leah, who already was going and ready to get that easy layup.
Well, she's always ready to leak out if there's a chance for some fast break points. She will certainly provide them, and she's got all of her team's fast break points in this game.
Yeah, so deadly when she does that. You know, some people call it a cheat in defense, where you leave early just to get that quick lane and a quick drive to the basket. But so far, if that's what's working for Cardiff, you know, they're going to keep resorting to that until Phoenix have something to answer for.
Particularly when you've got Morrow and Atkin on the court. They're so big, they're able, I was about to say, to snaffle the rebounds just as Katie Morrow couldn't quite reach one, but they're also good at outlet passing as well.
Exactly, you know, when you've got big players who don't have to make an extra pass to then make the pass to the layup, it's such an easy, fluent basketball. You know, they get the rebound, it's a quick look and that dish off straight away. There's not much recovery you can really do for Phoenix unless you leave someone out in offense a bit early to already cover it.
Well, here's Wheeler again from 45 degrees, all string.
Yeah, that's definitely a way to answer after maybe giving up quite an easy point. And that's exactly what they're going to have wanted, a nice, easy, clean basket.
The other thing, going back to the rebounds, another, we talk about the offense, that the absence of Conroy causes a problem, but she's a great rebounder and she's incredibly fast down the court as well.
Yeah, definitely. You know, she's got that ability and to catch any rebound and wiggle through little gaps to, you know, chase down someone who's wide open. So she definitely maybe can have a bit more of a say of the cover situation so far, and definitely would be getting a few more rebounds than maybe Phoenix have so far.
Nice pass from Hamer. Cargill has to circle back out. 3-second violation going against the Phoenix. Well, 80-odd seconds to go here in the first half. It's an 8-point lead for East London. It has been as many as 14, but a good second quarter for the home team has seen them cut the gap a little bit here, and Coach Guntrip trying to ensure that his team win these last 80 seconds and just cut the gap going into halftime.
Yeah, definitely. You know, this is a massive 80 seconds. They've started to build up momentum. The shots are falling, so they've got everything they need now to carry on forward and chase this game down a bit. So I'm sure that he's going to be, you know, reiterating that to the players and how big this last little push to the second half is, as if they can cut this deficit to as little as possible. You know, the second half will be such an open game for anyone to take.
I always think the momentum that you can gain in the last couple of minutes of a half, particularly, but any of the quarters. I always think if you look at the score right now and add 6 points, either way, the difference in swing that just getting those last 3 scores can make completely changes the halftime team talk.
Yeah, definitely, especially in the situation what Cardiff Archers are in right now. If they get a few more baskets before the end of this quarter, I'm sure they'll be buzzing, especially with the home court advantage. The crowd will be right behind them, and you know they maybe can make it quite a hard place for this Phoenix team to come back into in the second half.
As teams back out on court, and it's Cardiff's possession from the side. Evans trying to really thread the needle with that pass, and that's probably not what they want coming out of the timeout.
Yeah, definitely, but I didn't see there, but I wonder how Morrow just got into the key so easily. You know, that's something what the East London Phoenix have got to be careful for, is they can't afford to risk like just only making a perfect pass be the reason between 2 points and not. They've got to make sure that players aren't just diving through that easily.
Atkin with the steal from behind, but using illegal means. Well, a little look to the official, as if to say she didn't agree with that one necessarily. Here's Wheeler. Good defense from Evans. 3-second violation as Phoenix were trying to pass it about in the key.
Yeah, I just wonder if that ball could have been fired into McAfee a little bit earlier there. You know, she got bought off it in the second half of that first quarter, but she started the game so lively. So I wonder if maybe that ball should have been dishing a bit quicker, and I've seen if she had the shot, or if that drawn the defense to her to maybe get an easy look for someone else.
Adele Atkin on the roll to the basket, unable to convert.
No, I think that's actually a good defense there by East London Phoenix. You know, they don't mind giving a trailed a layup there for a low pointer when you've got Jude Hamer straight behind her, ready to trail to contest that.
Wheeler gets a shot away and finds the bottom of the net once again. 14 first half points for her.
Yeah, an incredible performance so far. It's only a matter of time, I think, maybe before Cardiff are going to have to start paying that shot a bit more respect.
Last couple of seconds here. Morrow gets it away to beat the buzzer and scores to end the first half here in Cardiff, and just cut the gap to 8 points, 26 points to 34. But given how they started, they were a little bit slow, couldn't seem to find a bounce of the ball almost at times. They had some good looks, Cardiff, but they weren't able to knock them down. but they really grew into that half.
Yeah, I think it's definitely crazy to see how much of a difference just the shot going, the ball going through the hoop makes, you know, for a team's confidence. Like Katie Morrow's come out just absolutely firing in the second half of the first half there, and I'm sure that's only because you've seen the ball go through the hoop a few times. You know, it resets your mind. It doesn't make you feel as under pressure. So I'm sure it's doing them the world of good, and they're going to be coming into the second half with great confidence.
Well, we talked about their shooting numbers in the first quarter being only 25%. They've upped that to 39%, which shows you how well they managed to score in the second quarter. Won that quarter 18 points to 14, and actually Evans getting out in the open court and getting a few easy layups as well. Morrow, as you're saying, seeing the ball go through the basket, and really something for them to build on in the second half.
Yeah, definitely. You know, if Leah Evans can keep getting that drive and that early look on the offense, what gets an easy 2 points every time, you know, they're going to keep resorting to that, and I'm sure that's going to keep cutting this deficit down and down and down. I think Cardiff have definitely swayed that momentum. Their shots were dropping, and I think the defense just looked so much more compact and together in that quarter there. Sorry. You know, they seem to be more of a team as soon as they saw that ball go through that net, and I think that's the psychological aspect of what it can do to a team.
And talking of the defense, we talked as well about East London's shooting percentage was 61, come down to 51, which is still very good shooting, by the way, but they made it a little bit more difficult for East London to get the looks, but they've still got players shooting at 50% above the key players. They've got to keep working on that, Cardiff.
Yeah, you know, to come out firing at 61% and that to drop 10% in a quarter, that's a big difference, and that can make a big difference at the end of this game. I'm sure they're going to want to be rectifying that as quick as possible and getting back to them easy looks what they had. But I think, you know, it can't be understated how good the Archers defense has picked up there. You know, they gave, in the first quarter, they maybe gave Phoenix a few shots what they would definitely want, where now they're making that a lot more challenging, pushing them to the last few seconds of every offense, which, as a defense, you can't ask for too much more than that.
Well, they will also have to just try and get a little bit more pressure on the shooters where possible. The reality is, somebody the quality of Hamer, we've seen it in the first half, is if she's on the low block with her eyes on the basket, it's as good as 2 points.
Exactly, and she's a player as well. As soon as she catches that ball in that position, there's nowhere else she's looking except from that basket. So you almost know the shot's going to go up, but you also can rely on it to be going in. So like you said, you can almost put the 2 points on it before she's even released that ball. It's such a consistent look for East London Phoenix.
And Wheeler as well has been very good. They've given her a few sort of 12, 14 footers open, but she's still got to knock them down, and she has done here.
Yeah, definitely. I think, you know, with a shooter like Beth, I personally would not give her that room. As you know, I think you've got to respect her shot. It's such a fluid shot which she can win so many games from single-handedly just through her shot. You know, she's not a player who you can kind of tempt that openness with her. And when they started to put that pressure on, she had to make then some tough shots, which, yeah, she did hit a few, but, you know, they're tougher shots to make, which could she do that as high percentage as she was doing? That's a question which we'll only find out next up.
So the other interesting thing about that first half is when you look at the plus minus, which tells you what the score was while the team was on court. Jade Atkin only -2 in that first half, which shows you the difference. She's been struggling with fitness and injury, but the impact she makes, particularly defensively on the court.
Yeah, totally. Like you said there, she's now only on to a -2, which that's a crazy pick up there by the Archers. I'm not quite sure what the scoreline was when she got brought on, but it was definitely more than a -2. So she's done fantastic to pick up that lead and help her team get back into it. I guess that's exactly what you're going to want from your club's captain.
Well, she certainly has been powering through despite her travails here, and Cardiff cutting the gap to only 8 at the half. Well, earlier today, before the game, I managed to catch up with Ella Bowman to see how the season is going for her. Well, Ella, a new season of the WPL. How do you think it's got off to the start for Cardiff?
Well, we're back for a start. That's a good sign. It's been a bit of a mixture of a season so far. We started off quite slow to get into our rhythm, but I feel like we've really powered on through in the last few games, and our teamwork's really come together. So we've seen huge improvements over the last few games.
Well, that's the thing. In some ways, it's about the development from last season into this year, and you've got a lot of familiar faces on the roster. Yeah,
a lot of familiar faces, a lot of new faces as well, though. So it's trying to bring those new faces in, incorporate them into the foundations of the team, and just create a real good, strong knit community now.
And from your own perspective, how do you feel the first few games have gone for you?
Similar to how the team has gone, actually. It's been a bit of up and down, but I really feel like I've got into my rhythm now, and I'm working really well with a lot of the girls on my picks and curls. So it's really improving, and I'm hoping the next few games will get even stronger.
And obviously you played the Phoenix right at the start of the season. Tough game for you guys. What do you have to do better?
Really tough game, but we've got the home advantage today, and we know how they play a bit more now. They've had a few new players come in from last season, so we know what they're about now, and we've tightened up our defence, so I'm really strong that we're going to have a really solid defence and do really well today.
Well, that's the thing, isn't it? They've got some great offensive weapons at the other end of the floor. You've got to try and keep the ball out of their hands.
Absolutely. Trying to just keep them busy, burn their energy as much as we possibly can, because we know we're fit enough to keep it going for 40 minutes, so the more we can wear them out, the better, really.
And in that first game, it was really a slow start that you didn't quite recover from. Important that you get off to a good start today.
Absolutely. We're all ready to go, all guns blazing. We're all here already. Everyone's refreshed. They've got all their nutrition in them. So we're ready to go, and hopefully we can have a good game.
Well, good luck. Have a great game.
Thank you.
Well, I made the mistake I knew I was going to make at some point today. Ella Archer, formerly Ella Beaumont, the perfect married name to take on there for somebody who plays for the Cardiff Archers. Ella Archer there, enjoying life in this second season of the WPL. And talking of the WPL, if you want to check out the games, you can find the full league schedule on the British Wheelchair Basketball website. But these are the games coming up tomorrow at the University of Worcester. It's the Wolves against Loughborough Lightning, and then Worcester taking on Cardiff next Saturday. We'll have that game for you. East London against Worcester on the 2nd, and then a couple of weeks break before all four teams playing on Saturday the 15th. And this has been a really good development for wheelchair basketball over the last couple of years, to focus the best players in British wheelchair basketball together, going head-to-head on a regular basis. And we see this year with Bo Kramer coming in, some of the best players in the world joining the league.
Yeah, it's fantastic for our sport. I think especially with that international signing, that really shows the platform what this league is going to hopefully put wheelchair basketball on. It is a minority sport, yes, but we're making the most out of the opportunities what we're getting, and we're showcasing really what our sport is about and helping it grow, which that's the most important thing out of this league, in my opinion, is to help our sport grow and give so many more opportunities for the young women and men across England and Europe, to make them fall in love with the game like all of us here today have.
And we've seen at half-time the kids in the crowd get a little opportunity to try out wheelchair basketball for themselves, and that's really about the development of the game. It's that Inspire a Generation thing about giving young children an opportunity to get that first taste. And when you look at the backgrounds of many of these players, they were inspired by the generation before. So many of them, when you read their profiles, was like, well, I watched London in 2012 and it made me want to go and play. And now they're out there playing at this level.
Yeah, exactly. The cycle effect as such is just so mind-blowing, really. The fact that everyone kind of has the same experience of why they've got into wheelchair basketball, why they play it today. And it doesn't overly matter how we've all got into basketball. We all have the same love for it and that passion, which that's why we're here today watching and supporting and watching it grow. And I think that's the magnificent thing for me in the past year of how much this sport has grown. You know, with this Women's Premier League, even with the Commonwealths, both able-bodied and wheelchair players playing together, like that gave everyone the platform to showcase what our sport can do. And you know, hopefully it's only onwards and upwards from here for wheelchair basketball.
And England winning medals in both able-bodied and wheelchair basketball, yourself included. Talk us through what that was like, playing in the Commonwealth Games and winning a medal on home soil.
It was, honestly, I don't have the words to describe it, even to this day. I get asked this question a lot and I have the same answer every time. I honestly I don't understand it all still. You know, it was just such an amazing experience having, you know, I think it was close to 2,000 people coming out to watch. Like normally we only have we don't get the spectators what even today have got, and to have that playing in front of that crowd and showing what we can do, it was just so spectacular. Having people ask how to find their local club and how to get into basketball. I think that was the nice bit, because you know, I'm only 17, so I'm nowhere near old in the game, but to be able to, you know, see how I can help the next few years of players come into wheelchair basketball is such a nice thing, as I want to be able to give back to the basketball community like we all do. We all want to help it grow, and for when, you know, the kids of today are like our age, so they can do the same thing for the next lot of children, and so we can continue that cycle of growing and growing and growing.
Well, one person you know very well, who certainly has inspired a lot of people, a three-time Paralympian, Jude Hamer. I caught up with her before the game. Well, Jude, a new team for you this season. How have you been settling in at East London?
Yeah, really enjoying it. You know, obviously was at Loughborough last season, so it's different to play with a different group of girls this season. But we've got Amy and Sophie on the team as well from the GB setup, so I know them really well. I played with a lot of the girls in the past, like Freya, Evelyn, people like that. Eve. So used to playing with them, and it's really nice to be in an environment like that, like with a lot of people that I'm really close to, and some players that I've played with other teams, like Beth I play with in my men's Prem team as well, so it's nice to play with her in this environment, and yeah, it's just a new challenge.
And from your own perspective, do you have to adjust into them? How does that all work?
I think there's a little bit of both. So we've had a few changes from last season. Obviously we've got a new coach this season, so he brings a different style of play. So we're all kind of learning how he likes to do things. And yeah, just a little bit of kind of like merging how I like to play, how the other girls like to play, and just kind of finding what makes us most successful as a unit, rather than a couple of us being like standout players. Like how can we make everybody successful and how can we work together?
And as a team, how do you feel the start to the season has been?
I think it's been good, yeah. I think had a few teething problems. It's not been the sharpest start we'd have liked. Maybe I think we had a good first game out against Cardiff, and then a couple of less good performances against Loughborough and Worcester. I think it's also credit to like teams like Worcester and Cardiff that the standard is improving across the league, but we didn't have the performances we would have liked earlier on, and then our last game against Loughborough was a much better showing of what we can do, so I definitely think we're getting stronger as we go along.
And that previous meeting against Cardiff, you guys got off to a great start, really won the game in the first quarter.
Yeah, definitely. I think it might be a bit different this time. We don't have Amy, unfortunately. She's injured, so we'll have to play different lineups. But you know, we've played together for a lot longer now, so we're used to each other a bit more, and we've got different dynamics. And hopefully it'll be a chance for other athletes to shine. And
obviously Amy is a powerful scoring option. Does that mean you'll have to step up your offensive output?
Yeah, probably a little bit, but hopefully it won't all just be down to one or two of us. I think we are really strong, like across any five that we can put out there, and I think that's the joy of what we can bring, is that we are, five deep when we're on the floor, and if everyone chips in the points that they can in the positions that they can score from, then it shouldn't really be down to one or two of us.
Well, good luck in the game.
Thank you.
Thank you. Well, she certainly looks like somebody who's settled into life at the Phoenix really well. Her performance today has been excellent. 12 points and 6 rebounds in the first half for Jude Hamer. And the two coaches having their final few words before heading out, and the mascot doing their job of entertaining the crowd. Rather friendly looking dragon, that. Nothing too scary. And the two teams making their way out onto court now to get us underway for the second half. And it's the Phoenix who will have the first possession of the third quarter. And it's Beth Wheeler who inbounds. Drops it off to Hamer. And they crowded her out in the end. Got good position first off.
Yeah, that's definitely a good cover defense there from a shot what Hamer normally nails down every single time. So that's good defense so far.
Evans with room takes the shot. Just a little short. Well, Hamer has a lane here. They do slow her down in the end. Well, Wheeler picks up where she left off in the first half, knocking down mid-range shots, 16 points now.
A lovely shot there from Wheeler. You know, she had the patience not to just throw it up straight away. She held it for a second and got a lovely open look.
Atkin, that will drop. Foul is called. Bonus free throw coming for Jade Atkin. Foul is on Hamer.
Yeah, that's again a brilliant offense there. Straight to the basket, straight underneath, and a good finish there. A tough finish by Atkin. Hopefully she can keep that going in this second half, and this game is looking to definitely liven up.
Well, not much joy from the free throw line today for Jade Atkin.
I think it's interesting just to see the lineup what Cardiff Archers have got here. You know, a lot more of a mobile, quick pressing unit they've got on. So I wonder if that's something they're going to be looking to really put on the East London Phoenix this half.
Well, they get a stop here. London able to prevent any quick break, but Atkin's got a good position, but not the ball. Wheeler forced to stop by Evans. Cargill setting the screen. Wheeler weaving away to the basket. That one is short, and Libby Phillips with the rebound.
A great drive there by Wheeler, and unlucky on the finish.
Evans into Atkin. Had to work hard for the position. Caffey, who started the first half hot, gets it on to Hamer. And well, you're just going to chalk those points up if you give Jude Hamer a shot like that.
Yeah, a lovely little pump fake there from Jude, just to make Jade Atkin fly past her, and then she's got a wide open look there, which again she's going to hit all day long.
Cross court to Phillips, shot off the mark. It's an applause from the coach for a good shot. It doesn't get any points, unfortunately. McAfee in the key for two.
Yeah, that's a lovely offense there. They're resorting back to what worked very, very, very well in that first quarter of just getting inside and getting their big players just to post up. But that's a lovely finish there by Alice McAfee.
Well, that is the downside of the quicker unit that they've got out here, the Archers. It's not very big. Atkin aside.
Yeah, that's a lovely shot there, but just going back to the defense perspective, I think so far when they've got them in the half court, this lineup looks very strong. It's causing them a few problems to get that ball over. It's just when they then get the ball inside that key, there's very little cover they've actually got to stop that ball being thumped inside.
Offensive foul called off the ball on McAfee down in the low block. Just, I think, trying to move Adele Atkin out of the way. White into the game for East London as Cardiff get us back underway. Still 10 points separating the two sides here, 4 minutes into the third quarter. McAfee gets her hands on it, but it still ends up with Jade Atkin, who takes her personal tally to 8.
Yeah, she's getting right into this game now, Jade. Getting them easy looks where she likes it on that baseline and just popping them in now.
And Atkin sending Sophie Carrigal to the floor. Foul called.
And again, I think Adele Atkins gave some good fouls away today so far. You know, she stopped that fast break there where Jude Hamer was just about to have a wide open look. So I think she's doing well at that foul count so far.
It's all about when you use them, isn't it? That's the key, getting value out of them. And well, it was the same result in the first 5 minutes of the first quarter. Get the ball to McAfee and she will score.
Yeah, she's come out firing again like she did in that first quarter, so hopefully she can keep that going and keep causing these Archers a few problems.
Atkin in the key, gets her own rebound, and again, third time's the charm.
I call that she's doing herself a favour there with the stats, you know, going for that 10 rebounds and 10 points.
Yeah, the old field goal percentage may not be great, but the double-double could be coming. That's a little too far in front for Carrigal to get to. And a timeout here midway through the third quarter. East London still leading by 8, but we're going to talk things over to try and wrestle back the momentum of this game. And it's interesting because we talked about the relative lack of size for Cardiff, but they've gone inside and used the stature of Jade Atkin to get them some points.
Yeah, they're kind of what they kind of lack overall in the of height in this lineup. They're using for the speed, the quick crosses down the court, what are getting Jade that easy look, which, you know, I know in the last 10 it took her a few, but she's going to be scoring them eventually, and you know that's what this lineup's giving you. On the defense, the half court press is really working well, and I think it's causing a few problems. And it's on the offensive perspective, it's getting them little cuts into the key, as you see on the replay there. A fantastic little curl just to get inside the key for an easy little post-up shot for Jade.
But she sits so high in the chair as well, and long arms. There's not really anybody at the other end of the floor who's got the same sort of size, so she should be able to get that shot away whenever she wants.
Yeah, exactly. And like we've seen, even if she doesn't get that first attempt, she's big enough to get that rebound and score on the second or third attempt, which for a defense, once she's under that key, there's very little you can end up doing.
So Archer's ball from the end. Trying to make inroads into this 8-point deficit. There's Phillips. Creates room for the shot. It's a little bit short. And the rebound secured by Waite. Nice pass. Just a little bobble, didn't quite catch. Oh, it falls straight to Carrigal, and she's fouled on the shot. Well, they got slightly lucky that Hamer bobbled it to miss the shot, but they need to do better on the defensive glass than that.
Yeah, of course, you know, that's a tough shot in a quick little reaction time shot there from Hamer, but Archers have got to try and get that rebound, as, you know, Sophie's a fantastic player who will be picking that ball up and, you know, having that shot all day.
All right, it's the first shot from any distance today for Sophie Carrigal, and she's on the board. Second one just rims out. Well, that's not a good outlet pass. I'm not even sure where it was intended to go there. Well, here's Carrigal with her first field goal attempt, and they're able to re-secure possession, the Archers.
Yeah, that's a good offense overall, really, to get the quick steal from the defense. You know, that's the correct shot. It's just unlucky.
Cappy forcing the turnover. Numbers here for East London. Hamer on the offensive glass, and well, they were just outmanned there.
Yeah, you know, Alice McCaffrey with a drive there, a bit unlucky on the layup, but Hamer's right underneath the basket, ready to get any shots that aren't going in, and for an easy putback there.
Atkin off the mark. Here's Carrigal. Wheeler working for some room, snaking away through the lane, and the basket is good. She'll go to the line for a bonus.
Yeah, fantastic drive there from Beth Wheeler. Again, the defense caused them a few problems to get over, but they managed to get over just in time, and a fantastic drive through to get the M1 finish there from Beth Wheeler.
Well, as you said earlier, the pressure is almost in the backcourt. Once they get into the half court, into the front court, they're finding gaps and finding shots that they want, East London. In some ways, the Archers, if they can't force a turnover, are struggling once they get into the half court.
Yeah, the height difference, I think, is really taking a toll on the Archers in that in the backcourt defense there. They're struggling to kind of match up, which is understandable when Phoenix are going with a very big lineup compared to quite a medium to smaller size Archers team, so that's expected, but maybe they've got to be a bit more ferocious with this press and try and make sure that they can force that turnover or the 8-second violation.
Well, it did look like Katie Moran might be coming back into the game before that timeout, so it'd be interesting to see whether they increase the size or it is going to be a bigger unit going out. Looking at them breaking out of the timeout.
And you know, I think that's not a bad substitute there from the coaches. This lineup towards the end of that first half were on fire. You know, they seemed to be able to get a lot of looks what they would have wanted, and they really caught back up into this game.
Three-point plays converted by Wheeler, and the lead moves back out to 12. Cardiff have not quite managed to get themselves all the way back into this contest, having slipped 14 points down in the early stages of the first quarter. Carrigal gets a hand to knock that away. It's kept in play. 6 on the shot clock. Offensive foul called on Morrow. Well, her reaction was, I think, told you all what she thought about that. There's a forced turnover. Oh, just rims out.
And there's that press there from Archers, which worked so well when they stuck to it.
But unfortunately, because they didn't score, Phoenix were all on their own down court for an easy 2.
Yeah, that was a good recovery there from McAfee. Even though she gave away the turnover, it's good that she could get that rebound and a quick dish off to Carrigal, who can make that lovely long court pass to Bethany Wheeler, who was there waiting for that layup.
Ricocheted off Hamer out of bounds. Double substitution for the Phoenix. Steele into the game, and 5 Ash as well. Evans with a lot of room here, and she strings it.
Yeah, a lovely shot there by Evans. Maybe has not been as hot this game as she normally is, but she's still a player who, if you give her that room to fire that shot, she's going to be making that for fun.
Well, she's got 10 points to go with her 7 assists, but the 2 points she got have been taken right back by Jude Hamer at the other end.
Yeah, and that's a very quick offense there, but you know, you can't fault it really. It's a quick inbound and a quick dribble up the court straight into Hamer, who's there ready for an easy layup.
Tominazi under pressure. That's not a great pass from Morrow. Steele with the steal. Morrow comes up with the loose ball. Out to Evans. Atkin looking for options. A lot of shot clock gone, not much happening. Here's Morrow. And scores at the end of it.
Yeah, that's a lovely last second shot there by Morrow. So deadly this game so far, just getting that little fadeaway on the post and being very consistent so far.
Steele into Hamer. And the referee just going to stop the game as Five Ash went down in the key. So it'll be an end-line ball for Cargill to inbound. Cargill closed out quickly, and another outlet pass finds Evans ahead of everybody down court. Not this time. It was a good recovery from Wheeler to make it a little more difficult.
And that's an unlucky attempt there by Evans, but what a pass by Jade Atkin there, just to get that quick look up and to throw that ball so perfectly. You know, that's a tough pass to make through a crowd of people, and what a pass it was. Unlucky to not get the assist there.
Well, they made Cargill go all the way back down court to where the sideline might have been, but it's only might have been because they're over the limit for this quarter, so it'll be 2 free throws instead. Wheeler was the person fouled, so 2 free throws. London's starting to edge away here. They're out to 16.
Yeah, when you saw Bethany Wheeler there go up to the free throw line, she already knew that was a 2-point. She gave a little smirk on her face like, I'll take that all day long, and you know, that's exactly what you're going to get with her, that confidence where when she gets a shot, she's going to be nailing it down.
Oh, she shot the ball so well from the floor. No surprise that the free throws are going in as well. 22 points for her, 6 rebounds, 5 assists as well.
Yeah, I think they've really made up for the miss of Conroy so far, with McAfee, Hamer and Wheeler all stepping up to the plate so far, all producing, you know, over 10 points, which, you know, that's a great head start into any game when you've got 3 players who are scoring over 10 points.
Well, Hamer called for the foul. Jade Atkin will shoot 2. There we go. Finally gets one to go from the free throw line. Jade Atkin, she'd missed her first 6 of the game. Cargill, nice pass on. Five Ash driving hard through the contact. Really took that one to the rim, and she'll go to the line for 2.
Yeah, she's only 16, Chloe, and she's such a fantastic player already. She only started in last February, and she's got so much potential. You know, that's a great drive there, to not be scared to go against someone like Jade Atkin, just to go straight to that basket. Although the shot didn't fall it, you know, to be able to just take that drive with that much confidence is fantastic.
Yeah, as you say, at that age, it's quite easy just to circle out and come away from Jade Atkin, because you know she's such a tremendous shot blocker, but it was the aggressive take that was most impressive.
Yeah, and then, you know, making this first free throw now, that it's a great little display here from the youngster.
Well, she gets the 2 points her play deserved. Foul called on Five Ash. They're over the limit as well, so it will be Evans to the line for 2 free throws. Short on the first. Second one is good.
Yeah, lovely to be able to make that adjustment there after missing the first one, to then get a lovely clean basket.
Wheeler heaves it up on the buzzer. A little bit short, but a good quarter for East London. Back over 20 for that period. Won it relatively comfortably and have stretched their lead here in Cardiff. And they're going to need something pretty impressive in the fourth quarter if they're going to get back to win this game, the Archers.
Yeah, I think the Phoenix have just put on a lovely display there in the third quarter. After losing that momentum slightly at the end of that first half, to be able to bounce back in that fashion and really start, you know, going forward now with this game and putting the points on the board and stopping the Archers scoring also. I think that's a great display after losing that momentum. So it'll be interesting to see now what can happen in this fourth quarter, whether the Archers can pick it up again or whether the Phoenix can start steamrolling through this game.
Well, it's been a lot of points in the paint in that quarter. They've really been able to get at the basket. And I mean, to be fair, they shot the ball from the mid-range really well in the first half as well, but they've got closer looks in the second half, which has allowed them just to pull out this lead out to 16 points in that quarter.
Yeah, definitely. You know, when you've got the experienced players of what Phoenix have, you know, any shot inside the key for them is an easy day at the office. And, you know, that's exactly the shot they want there. Although they've got the shooters and incredible shooters to be shooting outside, you know, any basketball player in the world would rather a shot nice and easy in the key. And that's exactly what they're doing right now. And they're playing that ball quickly into the key to get easy shots up. And so far, it's been a great display.
Well, the analytics will tell you the closer you are to the rim, the higher the percentage of a shot, and that has certainly helped them here. Now Cardiff got one more run in them here at Archers Arena in this fourth quarter. It will be Evans who will start the last 10 minutes. There's Jade Atkin off the back of the iron, and Wheeler will keep it in play. A good breakaway. There's Five Ash again, going quick, using her speed, and in off the glass.
A lovely drive there from Chloe. Just to finish again under that little bit of contact from Adele there. It's a great finish, and she's come onto this game in maybe a difficult period where a substitute can either make the lead bigger or worse. But so far she's come on and absolutely smashed it.
She certainly has. Morrow with the bucket at the other end. We've not seen as much of Katie Morrow in the second half as we did in the first.
No, but resorting back to that Katie Morrow special there, maybe we'll start calling it.
Well, it's certainly been very effective for her today. She's 7 for 11, 8 for 12 even from the floor, and it's another quick score here in transition. Oh, a minute gone.
Yeah, this quarter started off very fast pace so far, which is exactly what we want to see. We want to see some quick basketball, which, you know, they're providing for us. I think it's a really good way to get the fans engaged in this game and to bring that excitement.
Fans cheering for the defense, but the foul is called instead on Jade Atkins. It'll be 2 free throws for Steele. Charlotte Thornton-White into the game for the first time this afternoon. A little flat on that shot from Steele. Had a higher arc on that. I was just thinking there's nobody boxing her out if it does fall short, but Evans came from behind the three-point line to grab the rebound.
Yeah, definitely. The Archers got a bit lucky that didn't fall straight back to her.
Well, they managed to get a quick score down the other end of the floor, Cardiff, and they've scored 8 of the first 10 here to cut it to 12.
Yeah, taking away the scoreline at the minute. I think the Archers have actually played some really nice basketball today. You know, they've stuck to what their team's strengths are, which is, you know, getting them shots in the post, and you can't fault that. You know, they've done really well.
And they've done a lot of this. Evans out in transition, and more often than not, that's the result as she spins in yet another layup. And what a great start to the fourth quarter. I asked if Cardiff had one more run in it. They've certainly got the makings of it here by scoring the first 8 of the first 10 to cut it down to a 10-point game.
Yeah, certainly. You know, they're really not looking deflated despite the scoreline. They've kept their heads held high, and they've got the game back to only just 10 points, which with 7 minutes 56 left on the clock, that's a lot of time to cut down this lead even further. And hopefully they can keep it up. They've just really stuck to what they're doing well and what their strengths are. You know, whether it's Morrow or Jade Atkin in the post, or whether it's Leah Evans with a fast break, they're easy points for the girls.
Well, they forced East London into an early timeout here in the fourth quarter, just trying to right the ship a little here. And another 2 scores. That's what he'll be saying in this timeout. 2 stops, 2 scores. And the pressure is all on the Phoenix then.
Yeah, definitely. You know, if Cardiff can make 2 stops happen and score 2 baskets, it really is going to test the character of these East London Phoenix girls. You know, that's an extra 4 points on the board, and that's a very open game going into the last half of the fourth quarter.
Well, out of the timeout, Wheeler will head to the baseline to inbound. Branthwaite, the obvious place to pass it, and straight back to Wheeler. There's Five-Ash again cutting to the basket, making good things happen.
Yeah, although that didn't drop, just the fact that she's managed to get that drive out of pretty much nothing there is, you know, fantastic from Chloe. Just to be able to get that drive out of not a lot of space, just that quick first 2 pushes off, which gives her a nice look.
Wheeler on the 3-point line, using the screens to free up some space and get a shot from the top of the key. Atkin pulls in the rebound. There's one of the stops we were talking about. Can they get the score to go with it? Morrow over to Atkin. Not quite. Morrow trying to keep it alive, and in the end commits the foul.
Yeah, that's a good little swing offense there, though, from Cardiff. You know, even though the shot didn't drop, I think they could take the positives from that. That's a good pass over, and it's unlucky from Atkin.
You can see she had the size mismatch on that low post. Just ran out of court there, Chloe Five-Ash, so it'll be Cardiff's ball back.
Well, there's the two stops what Cardiff would have wanted.
Yeah, they didn't.
It's just now whether they could translate that into offense.
Exactly.
But taking away the scores, I think the fact that they've managed to get 2 defensive stops is going to build great confidence, and it does open this game up. They just need that final shot to drop.
Well, as I say, they're 2 decent looks as well. It could easily be a 6-point game, but it's still 10 in favour of the Phoenix. Brantwaite. McAfee has space. An offensive foul, though, is the call. Adele Atkin getting into position in time.
Yeah, and I think maybe that's a slight harsh charge call there. You know, I don't necessarily think that that's a brutal foul, but again, you've got it's the ref's decision at the end of the day, and if that's what they call, that's how the game goes.
Well, it ends up being a 3rd stop in a row for Cardiff. They need some points at this end to cut into the deficit. Evans trying to get them off the mark. Well, they've definitely had their chances to get right back into this game at the start of the 4th quarter.
Yeah, I think so far Cardiff have done everything that they would have wanted to do.
Another turnover, Morrow stealing it away, and Evans will lay it in. It's an 8-point game with 6 minutes to play.
And that's 4 consecutive stops now Archers have got in a row, which, you know, that's going to be psychologically damaging for the Phoenix players, who now have got to try and pick out a score.
Well, that's all right. It's tipped in by Adele Atkin into the backcourt, but they're scrambling here, and it's turned over again. Adele Atkin getting hands on the ball. That's great effort. She's under pressure, needs a bit of help. Morrow needs to get it over half court. Does, just in time. Antonati, just off the mark, but it comes to Morrow.
Now Phoenix have got to do better at getting that board there. You know, that was quite an easy one. That was uncontested, and they've got to get that rebound to keep this lead intact.
McAfee is fouled out of the game on that play. Her 5th personal, 12 points, 7 rebounds, 5 of 8 shooting, but she will take no further part in the game.
Yeah, I think that's really disappointing for Phoenix there, as she's been a player who's really done some damage so far. You know, that shooting percentage what she's got is really high, and if she could have kept that on going, I'm sure that she would have played a very vital part in this last 5 minutes.
Well, that change is wholesale substitutions. 4 players coming in for East London. Morrow at the line. 5:20 to go. You need these. Oh, they both come off, and Hamer, who's fresh back into the game with the rebound.
And I do think so far East London Phoenix have been very fortunate that on the other end Cardiff Archers just haven't found that rhythm yet, as they've made 6 stops in a row now going forwards, which, you know, that's a great defensive effort. It's just they've got to make this now count on the other end.
Well, if they don't get all the way back in this game, they will look back at the first 5 minutes of this 4th quarter and thought, we had the opportunity. Really, they've got enough stops to have got all the way back. And here's Carrigal looking to punish them. Gets a little too deep underneath the basket, though.
And that count goes up to six offenses now where Phoenix haven't scored a basket. And, you know, if Cardiff could translate this, I'm pretty sure they'd be in the lead right now. You know, it's unfortunately it's just rattled out. The shots rattled out, and it's been quite unlucky.
Well, they've got just 2 points in the fourth quarter, East London. Here's Wheeler looking to double that, and she'll have to do it from the free throw line as one of the Atkins got her. I think it's Adele whose number will be shown to the table. It is. That's her fourth personal foul. Wow, no joy from the free throw line. It's still an 8-point game.
Yeah, they've really got to start knocking these shots down if they want to finish this game comfortably. You know, at moments in this game, it's been like a 14 to 15 point lead.
Yeah. Offensive foul is called. Antonazzi called for it. Well, their biggest lead of the game was 18. And that was in the third quarter. And it looked like it was going to be a comfortable start, comfortable finish for them, but they've been outscored 10-2. It could have been more here in the fourth.
Yeah, certainly this two-woman press they've got so far with Evans and Francesca's just been so lethal so far. You know, they've really stopped any flow.
And they've finally got their second score of the quarter with 4 minutes gone. It's been a long time since the scoreboard operator had to do anything on that side of the board.
Yeah, definitely. It'll be interesting to see now whether that starts the ball rolling and whether, you know, they can finish this game out strong or whether it keeps a bit of the same story of this fourth quarter.
Morrow, just feel like maybe they've run out of steam here, the Archers. Put a lot of effort into this fourth quarter. Probably should have had more than the 10 points they do. But they still trail by double figures. Yeah,
definitely. They could be really proud of this fourth quarter performance so far, where they've really shone. They've got their shots where they wanted, and they've made, you know, numerous stops in a row.
Well, Cardiff are going to call a timeout now, down 12, and you just wonder whether the Phoenix have weathered the storm here in the fourth quarter with just over 3 minutes to go. And it was a storm, and I'm sure when they look back over the game film at the end, they'll say we really had an opportunity in the fourth quarter. As you say, 6 defensive stops in a row. Decent looks at the other end. They've just not been able to take advantage of it.
Yeah, definitely. They've had a very very strong end to this game. What could have went the complete opposite way, you know, down by quite a lot coming into this fourth quarter. It's quite easy for teams just to accept that they might have lost at that point and, you know, stop trying. But Cardiff have had the complete opposite reaction, where they clearly want this game and they clearly don't want to go down without every last bit they've got. But Jude Hamer coming on now has really settled the boat. I think they've got, you know, the experienced players back on so far, East London Phoenix, which has really calmed down maybe the nerves of the Archers press. And so far they've been able to break it relatively well, and they're getting the shots now what they would definitely want.
Well, you mentioned Hamer, 20 points, 11 rebounds for her. A big performance as ever when her team needed it.
Yeah, she's been definitely one of the standout players of this game, you know, just resorting to exactly what she's comfortable with, going for that easy post-up shot just on the edge of the key. And, you know, as much as it might look easy, at the end of the day, she's still got to knock it down. And so far today, she's done exactly that.
Evans. Atkin to Atkin, but Adele can't finish. Here's Wheeler, another one who's contributed a lot to this game. Carrigal inside, and Sophie Carrigal in off the glass.
Yeah, that's a lovely little fake pass there from Carrigal, just to create that extra bit of space away from Jade Atkin to get that nice clean look in the middle of the key.
That's her first field goal of the game, 3 points, but don't let that hide the contribution. She's got the best plus minus of anybody on the court. So they've been winning the minutes she's been out there, and that's not by accident. Here's Wheeler in transition.
Yeah, definitely. She's one of those players, Carrigill, who on the stat sheet at the end of every game, she might not look like, you know, she's contributed points-wise or anything like that the most ever on a team, but the work she does off the ball to get players their easy looks is you know, a job what you have to recognise, and you have to appreciate what she's doing for her team to be able to shine, so Hamer can get that 20-odd points and everyone else can get those points. Is the work what she does.
It's one of the things that can easily get missed to the untrained eyes, the low pointers, the amount of effort that they put in for very little statistical reward, but the coaches see it and they understand the importance that those players add to it.
Yeah, exactly. They're almost the powerhouses of these teams, you know. They're the driving force. Normally when a team has got a low pointer who does their job really well, the baskets that team get are so easy just off the fact that they're going to be underneath the key because they've got that curl or the pick at the perfect time.
Hamer with a good catch. Not able to knock it down over Evans. Into the final couple of minutes here. Hill on the little fadeaway doesn't go, and last 90 seconds Phoenix are going to see this one home. They've been made to work hard here in Cardiff, particularly in the fourth quarter. But without their star scorer, their leading scorer so far this season, Amy Conroy, they've had enough offense from the likes of Hamer, from the likes of Wheeler and McAfee at times as well, just to keep things ticking up and keep Cardiff in the rearview mirror.
Yeah, exactly. You know, as much as, you know, there's players on this Phoenix team who have got a big number of points, it hasn't felt like a one-person dominated performance. It's been a fantastic team performance so far where everyone has contributed so well, and everyone's definitely played their part in getting this lead so far.
Ganley in the key, forced to circle back out. Evans from behind the arc knocks down the three, much to the delight of the home fans.
Yeah, fantastic shot there by Evans. You've got to give that credit. Any time a three-pointer goes in, it's a lovely shot there. She had the space and she let it fly, and she's got the reward.
Well, the degree of difficulty hitting a three in a chair cannot be understated. It takes a lot of strength to knock that down, and she made it look easy there. Here's another look. Ganley with the outlet pass, and Evans all on her own up top. Straight in. Hamer makes a second, a big double-double for her. That's a great pass, just to get it over Hamer's hands and into Hills.
Yeah, that's a fantastic pass there, straight into the hands of Hills, and it's unlucky again. I think that's kind of been the story of today for Cardiff Archers, that it's been a very unlucky day. You know, on another day where these shots fall, it could be a completely different outcome.
Well, Brown squeezes it in, yeah. They've been in the high 30s shooting percentage, but as you say, some of the looks they had, they could have easily been in the mid 40s, and that would be the difference to being. Here's Evans again for three, down 16 as time virtually ticks out versus being right in it.
Yeah, I'm sure Phoenix will be a bit you know, not overly happy giving up this last shot again after the free attempt by Evans. You know, I'm sure they would have liked to have got that rebound just to kill out this game. But, you know, with very little time left, it's not the end of the world.
It's a catch and shoot job here. Ganley with the catch and the shot, and it doesn't go. And the Cardiff Met Archers have been beaten by East London Phoenix 53 points to 69 here. And in the end, that quarter finished level, 13 points apiece, and you think how well Cardiff started that quarter just shows you the last 3 minutes were won by the Phoenix.
Yeah, definitely. I think the performance that Archers, put on today is quite an odd one, to be honest with you. As although the scoreline is that quite a big point difference, really. It's not that kind of game where it maybe should be that big of a scoreline. As not only did Archers have maybe the shots they would have wanted, and on another day their players will be scoring that with no effort at all. Their defence as a whole was also very good. They've really pushed that Phoenix team right to the wire at times, and they made them really have to think about every shot they got, which that's a performance which you have to be proud of, especially for the coach and the players.
And a bit of class in terms of offense from the likes of Hamer and Wheeler, who really powered their points. 23 points, 16 rebounds for Hamer, 25 points, 9 rebounds, 7 assists for Wheeler, the two key contributors in terms of the scoreboard moving.
Yeah, of course, when you have two players scoring over 20 points in a game, that gives you such a great advantage, especially when, maybe on paper their main scorer is out of the minute. Other players have to step up and they have to, deliver. And today, two players there have absolutely delivered. They've come today and they've been the deciding factors between the two teams, dropping an incredible number of points, but also, again, the defensive presence, which, not like the points people score is all good, but it's the work, what they do on the court, which is just as valuable as the points. And, they've put in an absolute shift today, which they've got to be proud of.
Well, that's the thing. I think both coaches will go away from this game thinking there's some good things to take away. Just a reminder of the upcoming games in the Women's Premier League. But for Cardiff, they'll be going, well, we've had some good spells in that game. We've had some opportunities where maybe we could have cut the gap a little bit more. And for East London, that thing of seeing other players contribute. We talked about the star players as well, but even young Five-Ash coming in and making an impact in the game.
Yeah, definitely. She gave them that bit of energy when maybe they needed it most. She wasn't scared to drive through that key or take on the big player. She done work. What again? Maybe she didn't get that basket, but just the fact she got that drive, it makes the defense think and makes them question where they have to cover from, as they can't give up that open look. And she gives that burst of energy where she's not scared to chase down any player and drive at people, which every team needs.
Well, they certainly did, and a good win for East London here in Cardiff, and that will move them to 3 wins and 2 defeats in the standings. Obviously, Loughborough undefeated at the moment and looking imperious once again, and that will be the challenge for the rest of the league as to how they're able to take down the Lightning. But Phoenix certainly seem to be a team developing as the season goes on.
Yeah, definitely. After their very first game, they seem to have got better and better with every game they played, which that's great. That's the whole purpose of this league, is to develop teams. And I think their development so far has been cracking. And hopefully they can continue it to keep pushing teams and keep growing as individual players, but also as the team for not just this season, but also for next season.
Well, it is one of those things, particularly when you've got changes to the roster and all of that sort of thing. You've got to find your chemistry as a team and how everything works together. And all coaches will tell you they want to be better at the end of the season than they were at the start.
Yeah, exactly. And, although they might maybe not have got the perfect performance, what the coach would have wanted for today, I think you've got to take the positives in the fact that, the players stepped up when they needed to, and it was a very good team performance overall. They had their moments where, they went on a bit of a dry spell offensively, but their defense also made sure that they didn't ever lose that lead once they gained it. So, there's swings and roundabouts to this game, and they've done really well to maintain that league and get the win today.
Well, they certainly have. Thoroughly deserved. And to be fair, they did lead from start to finish, and they did have to weather a bit of a storm, but they were able to do that. And then when they brought the big guns back out in the last 3 minutes, they were able to make it look perhaps a little more comfortable than than it looked like it was going to be, certainly with 6 or 7 minutes to go.
Yeah, definitely. You know, they went for a really hard spell on offense, at least. You know, where they had 6 odd possessions which didn't go their way.
Well, a very good victory for East London, and we will get some reaction momentarily in this from this game for you, as we're going to speak to Sophie Cargill. And the interesting thing about her, she only scored 3 points. She had 8 assists and 5 rebounds, but plus 30 in 31 minutes of action. That's an incredible plus-minus number, which means in the 9 minutes that she wasn't on court, Cardiff won those by 14 points. And that, you know, as I said earlier, is not by accident. It certainly is what she does out there that doesn't necessarily show up on the stat sheet.
Yeah, definitely. You know, she's an incredible player who, in that first quarter especially, you know, she got McAfee or pretty much all of her baskets in that first quarter, and the work she did, which again, just off a stat sheet you really can't appreciate. It's the work what it doesn't get credited for enough. It's the hard work of being selfless, of getting your players the easy looks and risking your own like personal stats.
Well, let's hear from Sophie now. She is with Bethlehem.
Hi Sophie, an important win on the road today. Talk to me about that one.
Yeah, good win. Really happy, really proud of the team. You know, we really stuck it to them. I think it was a really good game, close at times, down to 8 at some point. So really happy that we just kept going, we persevered. We're a pretty strong team like that, kept being resilient. And yeah, everyone was knocking shots down, so it's really good to see today. Really happy with the performance.
Grand. And being broadcast on the BBC gives amazing visibility, not just to the sport, but the stories within it. How does it feel to be part of this as a player? And also this is our first broadcast game of the season, so that must feel pretty special.
Yeah, it's super exciting. Obviously visibility in women's sport for me is super important, and especially in disability sport. The more exposure we get, the more fans that we get, the more people come along to watch the games. It's really important, so you know, I like holding this microphone as well, it's pretty cool. But yeah, great to have the support of the BBC, you know, streaming our games, so yeah, hopefully that can continue.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Well, let's take a look at the standings in the BWB Women's Premier League here after that result. And East London now with 3 wins and 2 defeats for their 8 points, but having played a game more than Loughborough and Cardiff, dropping to 1 and 3. But a spirited performance will certainly give themselves something to build on going forward. And the other thing about we talked about showcasing and giving the opportunity for particularly young people to come and see the game. We saw participation at halftime. They're over there signing autographs as well after the game. Those kids will go home buzzing from seeing a great game of wheelchair basketball.
Yeah, definitely. And even little things like, you know, they might go to school now on Monday morning and speak about what they did over the weekend and say, oh, they come down to the Archers Arena to watch a wheelchair basketball game, which, you know, a lot of children probably have never heard of. So, and then that, if they bring a few friends for next time, that's exactly how we grow this sport, is through people watching it and, you know, getting that interest in it. As where even for playing this sport, you don't have to be disabled, you just have to have the right passion. And if we can get a few people who might not even have a disability but want to play or come and watch, like that's just so good for our sport.
Well, totally. And we talked about it before in terms of the development. It's not just about trying to get people playing at the elite level, although of course that's what we want to see, Great Britain successful on the international stage, but also about getting more people participating in the sport at every level. The club that you play for, growing the amount of players that you have.
Yeah, of course. Although like GB success is very important, at the end of the day we can only get GB success if enough players are willing to participate and give up and dedicate their life to it. You know, as wheelchair basketball isn't a process what you become, you know, a superstar overnight. It takes a lot of years of work and really hard, gritty work. And if we can create a few players who have got the passion, who then want to put in that work to get to the GB stage of competing in international tournaments, like that's exactly what we need. And it all starts with the grassroots stuff of getting people through that first door.
Well, exactly. The wider the base, the bigger the pinnacle at the top, and that is something that we hope to see. We can get some reaction now from the Cardiff end. Katie Morrow is with Bethan.
So, hi Katie. Not the result you wanted today. Talk to me about that game.
We fought hard throughout the game. It was just unfortunate baskets just didn't go in the hole for us today. This is our 4th game of the season and it's gone from strength to strength, so it'll be interesting to see what we're like at the end of the season.
And you know, you had a big crowd here today. Not just the fans, but also members of the club, you know, other teams at the Archers Arena. So how much does their support mean to you?
It's massive. Like, the programme that's at this university is massive. Every game we've had players, like the able-bodied game, supporting us. We'll have all the young kids come in, and it's just like confidence for us, and it shows that we're working for the people behind us and supporting us.
Thank you, Katie. Back to Dan.
Well, it's been an excellent afternoon of WPL wheelchair basketball here at the Archers Arena. Unfortunately for the home team, it's ended in defeat. Cardiff Met Archers 53, East London Phoenix 69. Charlie, thank you very much for being with us here today, and we will be back with you again very soon. Goodbye.